Chinatown on a dark night in a city known for its sin. Not the best place for a down-and-out gumshoe, but hey, beggars can't be choosy now, can they? Mills Jacko, Private Eye Noir. It was a cold day in October. Halloween fell on a Tuesday. I never did like Halloween. Young people demanding candy or else sounded a lot like extortion to me. Plus, my head hurt and my body ached. But I have a cure for all this nonsense. I had just broken a dry spell, fresh off of breaking the pumpkin festival case, flush with dough, and I was drinking the good stuff for a change. I finally had some dough in my pocket and I was seriously thinking about moving to Pittsburgh when the phone rang. Mills Jacko, Private Eye, how can I help you? Uh-huh. You don't say. How so? I see. She had a mysterious voice, yet soothing, sexy but not overwhelming. It was kind of a cross between Nicole Kidman and Halle Berry. My imagination was getting the best of me. She told me to meet her at the Dogpound. I said, I didn't need a dog. She said, you want the money or not? I said, what time's good for you? So this is where the story begins, at the Dogpound. It's a sad story, but a story that needs to be told nonetheless. So she drags me through the entire Dogpound. She wanted to make sure that I saw their big, sad eyes. I'll tell it to you just the way she told me, just a lot less sexier. Twice a year, you see. Every dog pound within a 200-mile radius has a clear-out sale where they waive the adoption fees to make room in a dog pound. The dog comes free of charge, plus it comes neutered. So here's the rub. The dog comes with a few pain pills to help after the surgery. She told me about a gang of hooligans who hit every dog pound in the region on sale day. Then they throw the dogs away and sell the doggy pain pills on the street to unsuspecting addicts. Well, you can imagine my blood pressure was rising. She said the case was simple. Locate the gang's hideout, alert the authorities, and get these scum off the streets. I thought to myself, easy enough. She said they were last seen in Pahrump, so it looked like I was going over the hump and into Pahrump. My '78 Bandit Trans Am was still in the shop, so my buddy John let me borrow his '66 GTO. I know what you're thinking. Sweet. Oh yeah. I was officially on the dog pound pain pill case. Driving over the mountain, it's about an hour away from Chinatown in Sin City. Well, it looked like I was in luck. I just missed the pumpkin days. I better get my eyes checked when I get back to Vegas. Well, my first stop when I go over the hump is always to the boathouse to check in with Skipper. If anyone knew where these scumbags hung out, it would be Skipper. Well, he was on the lake jigging for crappie. After bragging about his catch of the day, he gave me directions to the hooligans' hangout on the outside of town, an abandoned marble cutting factory. But before I left, he told me a strange story. Apparently, after 2 pain pills and a Budweiser, these young people start barking at the moon. I said, "You don't say." I was able to locate their hangout on the outside of town, the abandoned marble cutting factory.
God damn you.
Nothing like being startled by a damn jackrabbit. Well, the crew was nowhere to be found. But I snooped around and I could see signs that this was their hangout. This is where they laid low, where they partied, where they hid out from the local authorities. All I knew was I had to get out of here fast. This was madness. Well, it's a small town, and it didn't take me too long to get some information on this gang of hoodlums. Mainly a bunch of teenagers who took orders from a guy named Slick. Yes, he's the one I wanted, Slick. He rides a moped around town. Well, I finally tracked him down. I located his moped not far from a back alley where he peddled his Doggie pain pills.
Hey, Slick.
What the hell you want?
Look, Slick, I don't like you. What's it gonna take for a bum like you to slither back into the sewer you came from?
Well, I was in no mood to play with a small-time penny ante hood. I gave him a warning, but I didn't think he was going to listen. He jumped on his moped and I followed from a safe distance. If Slick was a smart dog, he would lay low and lick his wounds, but nobody said he was a rocket scientist. I was expecting Slick to join his crew on the outside of town, so I was pleasantly surprised when I followed him to the chicken ranch. It reminded me of something Johnny Cash once told me in Ojai, California. He said every dog has his day, unless he loses his tail, and then he has a weekend. Someone needed to tell Slick that this was only Tuesday. Now, most people don't realize this, but back in Vegas, women peddling skin was illegal. But here in Pahrump, it was all on the up and up. Blondes, brunettes, redheads, and my personal favorite, the spiked-haired purple Peter Eater. Now that's a sight to see, at least once in your lifetime. Then it dawned on me. A dirtbag like Slick was the kind of lowlife who would barter dog pain pills for blondes and brunettes. Yes, it was time for me to make my move on the Doggie pain pill peddler. So I went inside and told the girls about my investigation. My hunch turned out to be correct. They didn't seem to be too happy to hear that they were exchanging their goods for Doggie pain pills. I wonder how long he'd been pulling that trick off. And then I asked them, did they have an extra pair of handcuffs laying around? Because, Slick sort of enjoyed that sort of thing. They knew exactly what I was talking about. They said, leave him to us, Jacko. Well, you can imagine what happened to Slick. After they had him handcuffed to the big fluffy bed, well, I heard the screams and I knew my job was done here. His days of selling doggy pain pills were over. What was left of him was turned over to the local authorities. I was hungry and it was time to head back to Chinatown. Chinatown on a dark night in a city known for its sin. Not the best place for a down-and-out gumshoe, but hey, beggars can't be choosy, now can they? Plus, the food is to die for. Mills, Jacko, Private Eye, Noir.